a very well Crypto Academy. We see that the cryptos are retracing very much severe. Here on this chart, on this table, you can see the movements of the cryptos. Bitcoin last hour 0.4% lower, last 24 hours minus 3.4%, and 7 days 3.6% lower. Ethereum also in line with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin Satoshi Vision actually is more than 7% lower on 24-hour basis, and Litecoin as well 4.6%. It's quite tough. And EOS 3.4%, and biggest decline last 24 hours is also more or less Neo. It's not quite okay. VeChain as well was also altcoin of the day, and down almost 7%. This week we've been to a very presentation of Nouveau Monde Graphite. This is a Canadian graphite company in Canada, and it was very interesting. It was in its largest customer, and the thing is that was a presentation for a small group of investors, nothing to do with cryptos, but what was very interesting to hear that Canada, Quebec has very nice opportunities for miners with very low power prices. And on Cointelegraph there is an article about Quebec, and it says that Quebec missed the ship for attracting cryptocurrency miners, with a question mark. And the results of a 300 megawatt energy allocation for cryptocurrency miners run by Canadian provincial utility provider Hydro-Quebec has failed to attract expect demand from the local industry. The RFP, a request for proposals for power allocation, was opened in June last year, supposedly based on huge demand of around 16,000 megawatts from miners around the world that wanted to take advantage of Quebec's hydroelectric power. And the bid submission closed on October 31 last year, and according to a January 22 report from Radio Canada, the results of the RFP for only released recently with Hydro-Quebec, granting 1/5 of the total block set aside for crypto mining. A long and winding road, actually, and as Cointelegraph has reported, Quebec's path to eventually acceptance of cryptocurrency mining has been a rocky one. Initially, back in March 2018, local authorities said that they were not interested in attracting mining business to the province unless they could provide some added value. However, by May of that year, the Quebec government had supposedly lifted its moratorium on energy sales to cryptocurrency miners eager to avoid missing the ship. And just a week later, Hydro-Quebec once again stopped processing requests for mining power after receiving an unprecedented demand, which reportedly threatened to disrupt its energy obligation for the rest of the province. And by the end of June 2018, Hydro-Quebec had proposed new rules under which blockchain companies must bid for power resource and quantify the jobs and investment they intended to provide in the area, but local officials refused to ratify it. Instead, the provincial power regulator L'Energie ruled to reserve a 300 megawatt block for crypto mining. And Jonathan Hamel, the founder and president of Academy Bitcoin, a crypto consulting service, told Cointelegraph that Hydro-Quebec had dramatically overstated purported power demands from miners. And quoted, quote, "During the Quebec Energy Board hearings in June 2018, Hydro-Quebec stated that they had received more than 16,000 megawatt equivalent of demand for Bitcoin mining to date. The number was completely debunked by inviting Bitcoin miners and experts. Hydro-Quebec finally admitted that the serious demand was somewhere around 1,000 megawatts." So that's unquote. And so that's a very big disappointment, of course. And Blockstream has reportedly not bid for any of the available energy. CSO Samsung Mo said last year that the company would maintain its existing facility in Quebec, but political uncertainty meant that it only had plans to expand in the United States. And GPU.1 also decided to relocate expansion plans elsewhere, and the mayor of Baie-Comeau, a town in North Northern Quebec expressed his disappointment that this could not have been prevented. And quote, "I have been working for more than a year to be able to sell our energy to a promoter. HQ prefers to wait for the Americans. My promoter has already opened 2 other facilities in another province because he does not have the right to do so here," unquote. And indeed, Hamel added that there are simply better opportunities for miners in other locations, saying that there are now much more interesting offers outside of Quebec. It is not uncommon to see power at around $0.2, so $2 Canadian dollars kilowatt hour, while the Quebec large industry rate is twice that price. He concluded finally, quote, "The numbers are clear. Miners simply went elsewhere on the planet and Quebec had lost hundreds of millions in potential energy revenue," unquote. So finally, I would like to go to the chart of Bitcoin, and here is a snapshot of BBOD and .io platform with a chart of BTC, hopefully coming soon. And we see there's a very huge drop in price, and there it is, the correction from the 9,200 towards 8,320 and towards heading south towards 7,600, whereas 8,000 is a very tough and stiff support level, so that must be quite interesting level to step in again. But the selling pressure is now severe, and as you can see, the 8,000 is a round number, so that is for me very big support area at this moment. I would prefer to be on the buy side from that side. So far, this quick overview. I wish you a very pleasant evening. Hasta la vista. Ciao.